Thank you for joining us on a journey of connecting the dots. I'm Karen Onan.
And I'm Michelle Thomas, and together we're working with MnDOT on a project to connect our three public transit providers to one another in East Central Minnesota.
So what is the problem?
Well, as healthy living is something we strive for, public transportation is imperative for many to thrive. To achieve this, often transit riders need to travel further than their public transit system offers. Destination transfer stations offer riders the ability to transfer to a subsequent transit service, allowing them to reach an extended destination. Unlike current transportation systems that do not meet up, these destination transfer stations provide a place for services to connect with each other to drop off and pick up riders, making it an economical way to travel.
So what? As we age, there comes a time when we'll need to give up our car keys. Imagine the stress of not being able to travel where you need to go because your transit service can only take you so far. What do? You could rely on others to take you, or you can miss your appointments, which can ultimately be detrimental to your mental health and well-being. Looking at this map, it looks like service providers represented by the blocks of orange color should be able to connect. But because we're talking about rural Minnesota where one service provider's area butts up against another, doesn't mean that there's a place for a bus to stop. Public transit providers cannot travel into one another's service area. They can only travel within the borders determined by their transit service plans, which are created annually and are highly budgeted. To give you a real-life example, Michelle received a call from a gal who was looking for a ride for her mother.
Yes, Tammy called looking to find help for her mother, who needs a ride from Mora to Blaine every 6 weeks to see her eye doctor. Unfortunately, it's a struggle on public transit to get to Isanti County from Mora. But on top of that, Blaine is in Anoka County where a different transit system operates.
Couldn't she take a taxi or some other kind of service?
Well, Lyft and Uber are not available because we're so rural. Her insurance doesn't cover her ride, and a taxi would cost her over $165, which she can't afford on a fixed income.
So what is she going to do?
Either she won't go, or her daughter will take off work. In either case, she feels guilty.
That's not okay. There is no solution?
Well, the solution will be the destination transfer stations or the DoTS system. Let's dig a little deeper. In order for transit riders to make it to further destinations, transferring to another bus service needs to be available. These locations, we call them destination transfer stations or DOTS, will be places where transit providers can meet efficiently, dropping off and picking up passengers, where riders can connect and transfer to the next transit system and travel across counties, across the region, across the state affordably.
Why is this important now? Coming at this from a regional standpoint, we see the issue more broadly. A local human service transit coordination plan was completed in 2022, and transportation gaps were prioritized. We have 3 services that do not connect. Studies and surveys also highlight the need.
The future is bright, however. DOTS create access to multiple transportation providers so riders can travel further. And smartphones make it easy for riders and providers today.
We have some numbers to share with you. According to our survey, 60% of respondents primarily use public transportation. 86% stated that they needed to travel further than their service can provide. The most noted destinations were St. Cloud, Princeton, Forest Lake, and Blaine.
East Central Minnesota is comprised of 5 counties and just under 64,000 households. Almost 2,800 of these households don't have a vehicle and rely heavily on public transit. Why don't they have a car? The answer is simple. Owning a vehicle is expensive. 14,000 people live below the poverty line in East Central Minnesota. And 17% of our seniors live in poverty in our region.
Our region's 3 public transit service providers must believe in the need and agree to work with us on this project. Providers must be on board and included as part of their service plan. This means that some long-standing barriers will need to be broken down, and we need everyone's support. Thank you for taking the time to watch and listen to our journey connecting the dots.
Happy trails.